An American tourist is behind bars tonight, facing up to 12 years in prison after officials found ammunition in his luggage.
She's home, but her husband and father of two, Ryan, is in jail on the islands, facing a potential mandatory minimum sentence of 12 years behind bars over 4 rounds of hunting ammo airport security found in his carry-on bag as the couple was set to leave Turks and Caicos earlier this month.
This went from what was supposed to be a dream vacation to a nightmare.
12 years in prison for a couple of rounds of ammo in the vacation destination of Turks and Caicos.
Terrible situation.
I am a big fan of personal responsibility. It was his bag, it was his ammo, but how did he get out of Oklahoma City through the TSA there, carrying ammo to get to Turks and Caicos, where they could then find it on his way back? Yeah, check your bags, folks, and understand that TSA might not be checking your bags. I made it all the way to Connecticut with a K-bar knife in my carry-on, and when I got to New Haven, okay, I can at least put this in my check bag on the way home.
Oof.
But yeah, that's got to be just a terrible feeling in the pit of this man's stomach.
I don't think either of us understood how many people are walking around with things they don't realize they have with them until we worked courthouse security.
Yes.
As deputy sheriffs. The number of things that you pull it out of somebody's bag and their face goes white and they start stammering. And now, fortunately, we could just say, oh, no, that's fine. You can just take this 11-inch Bowie knife back to your car.
Yeah, you're not taking this into the court.
I felt so bad for her. She'd taken it away from her kid and went in the one place where the kid wasn't. I get it, okay? But deputy sheriffs at the courthouse are likely going to be a lot nicer than TSA, who are going to be a lot nicer than a lot of foreign agencies who think you're running guns or ammunition into their country, or are going to act like they think you were running guns or ammunition into their country.
And that's just it. And times have changed over the past 20 years. Since you remember when they were taking away your nail clippers at
Right.
TSA checkpoints. At the Denver airport, I was coming back from a writer's event, and I had 2 rounds of .223 in the pocket of my jacket. They found those, obviously. Good job, TSA. I was in a white room with the local Denver police going through everything. I'm showing them the itinerary of, yes, I was out there on a prairie dog hunt, and I was doing other things. And then they finally, after like 2 hours, let me go. Very recently at the local airport here, I had a bag of 50, a Ziploc bag of 50 rounds of .357 SIG in my bag, which typically I'm really good at checking. And for whatever reason, I didn't check the one outside pocket. Went through the x-ray. I see it pause. I'm like, oh man, what did I forget? And the woman says, yeah, you can take this back to your car. Well, it's getting kind of close to my flight. Just forget it. But you're right. Internationally, things change. And I have been in a situation where I've said, but I'm an American. And the response was, this is not America. And the advice that we can give people is be extra careful when you're leaving the country, because it's a completely different legal system.
And every time I'm getting ready to travel domestically with that mobile office that I drag through every airport in this country, it seems, everything comes out of every pocket. Even though it's only happened once that I got popped at TSA with something. It was a real avid pistol tool that they'd given us at an event, and I had my work bag with me at the range, and I slipped up like you're talking about. I'm usually really good at checking that, except that one time when I wasn't.
Yeah.
And that was young man, was getting caught with a penknife in 3rd grade. I'm keeping this.
Yeah.
You go think about what you did. But
yeah,
it can happen to anybody, and people love to laugh about, like, oh, well, look at this idiot. Forgot he had that with him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, keep laughing.
Yeah.
This can happen the only way that this can literally never happen to you is if you never go into an airport.
Yeah.
How about that? How about this can happen to anybody? You don't want it to. You don't want to think about it happening to you, but that doesn't mean it can't happen to you.
And even though the TSA has a abysmal rate of finding things that are actually getting through, like I said, a K-bar, an actual Marine Corps K-bar knife that
they are handy to have on the road.
Yeah, that was in the bag, and I made it all the way to Connecticut. So great. But once you get, we will call it overseas or to a foreign place, to a foreign country. If you're flying into Cancun, or you're, in this case, it's Turks and Caicos, his wonderful, vacation destination, the rules change. There may be no rules there. Maybe he could have given the guy $100 and bribed his way out of it. Who knows? Maybe he would have gotten more time or been facing more time for trying to do that. These areas are notoriously corrupt, and we don't know you better know what their laws are. We tell people that all the time. But wow, 12 years, this is something that it's going to impact his whole family for a while.
Well, and equally importantly, a lot of people are watching this right now thinking like, I haven't been on an airplane in 10 years and I'm never getting on one again. Mm-hmm. Good for you. I commend you. I had a buddy buy a used car at a dealership a few years back, and he was doing something, unfolding or refolding the seats in the back or something, and found I believe it was 2 rounds of 30-30 Winchester. He does not own a 30-30 Winchester rifle or Thompson Center pistol. He has no idea where it came from.
Did you know we have a secret gun giveaway going on right now? You can enter for free, but it ends really soon. Just click the link in the description below to reveal which brand new gun you could win.
This becomes just as big a deal, if not a bigger deal, when we're talking about, I never fly anywhere. I mean, we'll drive down to TJ. They'll go, so you're going to drive down to Mexico, or you're going on your annual fishing trip up to Canada. It is incredibly important that you fine-tooth comb the interior of that vehicle, even if you don't own guns. Just know what's in there.
Yeah.
For when a Mountie or whoever, or a Federale or whoever comes up and says,
you've been selected for extra screening.
It's your lucky day.
Yeah.
You need to know what's in that vehicle. And you and I have both found ammo in our cars because we're in the gun writing business.
The very first time I ever had a gun pointed at me by a police officer was a box of ammo sitting on the floor of the front seat when I got pulled over for speeding. I think I was 24 years old, something like that. And I had a box of ammo, and that cop wanted to know what the heck I was doing. And I looked out the window and I was looking at the barrel of his gun, and he's screaming, "Where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun?" I had forgotten that I had left that box of ammo when I went to the range. So it can happen to anyone. When it happens overseas, you'll hear it. This is not America. It's going to be different.